Good evening. Is life simple or is life complicated? How simple can it be? You invite a crowd to listen to TED Talk speakers and you get them beaten up with a martial art expert, right? On the stage, and then you expect them to laugh. Well, life should be that simple all the time. Our thinking should be simple all the time, that the intent of the people who organized this martial art expert here was very simple, to help you learn martial arts. Ladies and gentlemen, a few years ago, or let's say many, many years ago, I visited the relatives of my wife. When I entered the house, the first question asked was, "Let's give you a cup of tea." I said, "I don't drink tea." They said, "But sometimes you must be drinking tea." I said, "No, I don't drink tea." They said, "Coffee?" I said, "No." They said, "Any other drink?" I said, "I'm not fond of drinks." They said, "How does your day start?" I said, "I wake up and my day starts." He said, "But you must be taking some time to plan your day, to work on your day. How does it happen?" I said, "I just start thinking and my day starts. My day starts getting planned." "What do you do when you are stressed? Tea, coffee, smoke, something?" I said, "Nothing. When you're stressed, you work more and you feel relaxed." And they said, "You are kind of a complicated person." I said, "I don't drink tea, I don't drink coffee, I have no demands, I have no requirements. Am I still complicated?" And it got me thinking that complicated is a mindset. What is simple to me may be complicated to others. I felt going to somebody's house with no needs, no requirements. I'm a simple man to deal with. And they felt that a person who doesn't even take tea, how do you interact with him? How do you talk to him? What do you offer him? Pretty complicated. So it's a mindset which makes us simple or complicated. It also depends which side of your life is simplicity and which side of your life is complexity. If simplicity follows complexity, it makes your life simple. If complexity follows simplicity, then it makes your life difficult, complicated, stressful, and you have all the problems that you face in the world. Let's start with a simple thing. I've been an educationist most part of my life, so let's start with something related to education. I have always learned that the basic aim of all education is imparting knowledge. You get knowledge. Imparting of knowledge in education is the core product. Everything else is a byproduct. Good grades, good colleges, good job is a byproduct of knowledge. If you have good knowledge, everything else falls into place in itself. When you have good knowledge, you are able to critically think, you are able to analyze various issues in the world, and you are able to implement the knowledge that you have got to make the life better, to make this world a better place. One good person with a lot of knowledge makes a good family. One good family makes a good society. One good society makes good humanity, and that's how simple it is. Right. Now what happens is that with all this, we empower our students to become creators of knowledge in higher educational institutions. We also acquire life skills as part of our learning. Because in today's world, it is not knowledge which is as much important. It is the life skills which become more important in your career job, in your pursuit to solving problems in daily lives. Jack Ma essentially was an English teacher. Today he's the owner of e-commerce, technology, all those companies. The CEO of Google, which is a computer-based company, is a metallurgical engineer from a higher education institution. So these people have reached these positions because they have acquired the skills over a period of time, and the knowledge has translated into life skills. Then what happens is that all this leads to success. Whether in career and education, or whether in life challenges contributing to the society. Now this is a simple graph which explains to you how knowledge starts and the end goal of knowledge, the vision of all educationists, and the strategies that should be adopted by all teachers and learners. However, let's see how we complicate it. We give all this a secondary meaning and all this gets cancelled. As a Vice Chancellor of a university, when parents came to me for admission of their ward, they never asked me what kind of knowledge do you impart? What is the pedagogy and curriculum? The first question that was asked is, sir, how's the placement of this university students? And I was always thinking in mind is that if you acquired the right knowledge, you will automatically get placed. Let's come back to the international school scenario in China and various parts of the world. When parents come to you, the only statistics that they see is which university is the student going to get, USA or Canada. Do you get top 50 universities? Do you get top 100, 200 universities? Right? And I get thinking again that look, nobody questions me knowledge. Nobody questions me how I impart knowledge. So my basic job, which I always felt was difficult, has become so easier. And all that has got translated into grades. If you get good knowledge, automatically you will get good grades. You'll get good universities, you'll get good career. But nobody thinks about it. We all think about superficially. How is the envelope outside, not the content of the letter inside? And with this, people are focused only on job, only on college that they get admission. So this is how we make simple things complicated in life. This is how we are diverting ourselves to a different sphere of learning, a different sphere of living, and that's what makes life complicated. This is what digresses good schools when they get into the competition of marketing, recruitment, and admissions. And what these good schools do is, they create poster boys, poster girls for marketing. And how do they create poster boys and poster girls? Not by giving them knowledge, but by giving them good grades. So that good grades lead to good universities. And they have forgotten that the aim of all school education is to make you successful citizens. To make you not successful today in today's grades, but make you a successful citizen and a successful human being. And all that gets left behind. That is how in the biggest and the most important industry or the field of learning, we complicate things. Let's go to another field, another most important area in our lives. Relationships, right? The important relationships are mother, father, brother, sister, right? And husband and wife. Eventually, that becomes the most important relationship. Now in today's world, you must have heard these words very frequently. Husband and wife get bored of each other. Friends get bored of each other. Husband and wife develop differences with each other. Friends develop differences with each other. There is lack of excitement. Come on, who will bring excitement in your life? The two of you. The husband and wife together are expected to bring excitement. It will not come from outside. The fancy clouds will not bring it. The moons and stars will not bring it. They will stay there only even if your boyfriend tells you, I will bring moons and stars for you. Nobody's ever brought it. At best, they can bring some nice gifts. At even best, they can bring luxury brands for you. They will not bring moon and stars for you. Never at all. So, try find happiness in small things that you do together in your married life, in your relationship. Cook together. Clean the dishes together. These are simple things of life. Walk out together. Learn to laugh at each other's weaknesses. Learn to laugh at each other's shortcomings. When one makes a mistake, don't criticize or get angry. Start laughing at it. Oh my God, you did this. I always did it, right? Because you're not perfect. If one makes a mistake, you will also make a mistake sometimes. But we tend to view others' mistakes more seriously and we try and complicate issues. We try that the other person is responsible for making my life happier. No, we are not. Together we are responsible for making each other's life happier. Together we are making our married life simple, our relationship simple, our friendship simple. Now what happens? When there are complications, you start thinking, right? And what you start thinking, oh, she was looking like this, so she meant this. Oh, that day she didn't talk to me. Oh, that day he never looked at me. Come on, if you have problems, take 2 steps forward. Speak, discuss your problems, work out the solutions, identify problems, and move forward in life. That is living simple. Don't complicate things, and everything will be fine. People often talk about compatibility. What is compatibility? There is nothing like compatibility. You have to work each day to make things work for you, to make it compatible. And you work each day with smaller things in life. And the most important thing any relationship is just choose to love. Choose to love each other, and everything else will fall into place automatically. That is the simplest mantra of any relationship, ladies and gentlemen. Just follow it. Just choose to love the person whom you selected. Just choose to love beyond everything that is more important to you in life, and everything will simply fall into place. Let's go to another scenario. And let's talk about, we all talk about different things in the world. The world is getting a smaller place. Technology, AI, means of travel, whole lot of things we talk about. I have randomly picked up a map of the world, and if I show it to various experts, political leaders and governments, I am sure they'll find mistakes in this map. No, this area is disputed. No, this place is disputed. No, this place belongs to this country. No, this country was this country before. No, this country belongs to this particular block. How does this map of the world looks like? It's just a place to live. Anybody can live peacefully. You must have heard of all these words. There is a country which is an MFN, the most favored nation of another country. There is a country which allows free trade with one country. There is another country which uses same currency trading. There is another country which is in a usual contract or allows visa travel. Imagine if these things were implemented across the world, across the globe, how simple would this world be to live? We will all be identified by just one word: good human beings, good friends. And not so-and-so country, so-and-so religion. In today's world, neither is religion important, nor nationality important, nor race important, nor culture important. It is the humanity which is most important. Look at the map. Again, the names fall into place. And nobody says that give away your culture or history. Maintain your culture, maintain your history, and yet be a good human being. Get into a global scenario of being a global citizen. Who in China doesn't know what is hot pot? Now when you put things in a hot pot, what happens? Does that piece of meat or the piece of vegetable that you have mixed in a hot pot, does it lose its identity? No. It becomes more delicious. It becomes more yummy and interesting. Similarly, Tony, when he went to US to study, he brought something more interesting, more important to his personality, which now he is giving to his country. That is how it works. Or choose to make a mosaic. We all put together, create a similar design, and it becomes a mosaic identified by each one of you. And that mosaic is good humanity and good world. How simple it is to live in this world. And when we look at the newspapers, and when we hear the television news, how complicated it sounds each day. Because the complication is here. Who doesn't know Confucius? And Confucius said, life in itself is very simple. We human beings tend to make it complicated. It is our mindset, it is our thinking which makes it complicated. That is what we need to watch for. This is how the new world will look like. And this is how the new world should look like. No color, no religion, no race, and all the beautiful flowers everywhere in the world, which will make each one of you smile, irrespective of the color of your face, the nationality, or the type of the food that you use, or the clothes that you wear. That is the end product of all the world that we want. From simple human beings to more humane, right? I was once traveling in a rickshaw, pulled by a man, and I was sitting there, and fancy cars were driving past. There were luxurious malls and everything, and I asked that poor man who was riding, who was pulling my body weight on it, right? And I asked him a question: don't you feel bad when these cars pass you? He said, no sir, I don't feel bad about it. I am convinced that I'm more satisfied and happy in my life. Every day when I go back home, I eat the bread made of the same wheat that they eat. But sir, because I work hard, I sleep better than these people sleep, because my life is very simple. Because sir, when I go back home, I don't carry problems. If I earn $50, that becomes my earning and that becomes my expenditure for the next day. If I earn 25, I restrict my expenditure to 25. If I earn 100, my next day becomes a little more luxurious for 100. But it does not affect my happiness, it does not affect my satisfaction, so I'm more happy than anybody else. My life is much more simpler. And of course, he told me, I have heard that most of these rich and mighty have fancy diseases also. Over a period of time, they develop fancy disease and illness, which I have none. I'm a hard-working, simple man. That is life. Now that brings me to our next question. If you live a luxurious life, can it be simple? Of course it can be simple. Simplicity in thinking and simplicity in action makes it simple. You may wear a luxurious brand, you may live a luxurious life, depending on what your means are. That is not related to simplicity. The most important thing for any of these things is inner engineering. You have to transform your thinking. You have to transform your mindset. You have to transform your way of life. Imagine a student like most of you sitting here enters the home. Shoes go there, socks go there, the bag goes there, right? And everything else somewhere or the other. Either your mother is hunting to organize it, or next day you are messing up with your timings to organize yourself. Because you complicated your life a day prior by not keeping things simply, so your life becomes complicated in times to come. I have listed a few things that I'm going to talk about. And I would not touch upon them in a very sequential or a methodical order. But let's talk about ambition. People feel that ambition has made your life more difficult, right? Ambition, as viewed as pursuit to excellence, is a very fine trait for any human being. But when ambition is set up without making an objective and abstract assessment of your capabilities, then this ambition becomes your biggest enemy. So if you do not know yourself, if you do not have self-belief, then obviously your ambition will be the biggest obstacle in your path to success, and it makes things complicated for you. Similarly, conflicts in life. We have to get used to failures. Everything that you do is not dependent on your capabilities or your efforts. There are external factors which dictate what you do, which govern what you do in life. There are other people who influence things. And then some of us believe in destiny. That influences things too. So if everything is not in control of yourself, sometimes you will fail. Who hasn't failed? Edison failed 10,000 times in making a bulb. And he said, I learned 10,000 times how to not make a bulb. The originator of Disney World, McDonald's, KFC, they all failed. Michael Jordan failed too. Winfrey Oprah was told, you have the worst voice to be an anchor on a radio. But all these people took it in the stride and kept things simple for them and kept working. So failure will always be an essential part of life, and learn to live with it, it will happen. If it has not happened today, it will happen tomorrow. There is no great man in whose life it did not happen. Your own Jack Ma was rejected 30 times for jobs. Bill Gates did not complete a university. But that's a different story. He had 1694 SAT score. So this is a different story. Now I'm going to give you a small example. We're talking about hold too hard and hands holding sweat. There's a small bit of water in my hand. And I'm holding it. Now I want to hold them hard like a relationship. My boyfriend, my wife, my girlfriend. I don't want to let them go. I want to keep them close to myself. So this is what I do. And where is the water now? It's gone away. Right? So if you want to hold water, skills or relationship, keep it an open mind. Live with them with an open mind. Give them space of living, of thinking, of believing in each other, and it will work well. Today is Father's Day, so today I have to get a bouquet for my father. Today is Mother's Day, so today I have to get a bouquet for my mother. Today is Brother's Day, today is Sister's Day, today is Women's Day, tomorrow is Men's Day, next day is Environment Day. And I have to do something. These things make life complicated. You have mothers and fathers who should be respected every day. If you don't buy a bouquet for them, please give them a bouquet of your smile. Please give them a bouquet of your honesty. Please give them a bouquet of your love. Please give them a bouquet of your affection and do it each day. If you do it each day, life will be simple. You will not have to remember complicated things like today is Mother's Day, tomorrow is Father's Day. And you do not have to plan things. Life is work simple. It will move simply. Be nice to environment every day. And you do not have to celebrate World Environment Day. Take care of your health every day. Be nice to yourself, and you do not have to celebrate World Health Day or World AIDS Day or World Cancer Day, etc., etc. So these things make life complicated. Live simply, act simply, and you will be a better person, and this world will be a better person. Ego and attitude, nothing to be told upon. Often we mistake it to self-esteem and dignity. No, they are not the same. If you have to bend in front of someone, you haven't done it because you are weak. You have done it because you want to learn something, or because the other person was good and you haven't accepted it. Or sometimes you have to do it because you want to let go of the stupidity and foolishness of others. Don't involve your ego and attitude into it. Do not definitely involve your self-respect and esteem into it, and life and things will work out very simply and very well for you. Technology and social media. You post pictures, why? Because you liked a picture. You want friends, you want to share it with your friends like you share food in the restaurant. Right? You're not waiting for your friends to tell you, oh, you're looking nice. And if they don't tell you, you don't have to sulk, because you still stay nicer. You will still remain as beautiful. So keep things simple and don't let social media, technology and other things complicate yourself. Let technology be a good servant, not a great master. I met an Australian while traveling, and he said, life with me is very simple, sir. I press a button, the microwave heats my food. The coffee machine makes my food. The computer does the calculation for me. And I told him, sir, my life is even simpler. I have a domestic help. He presses the button for me. I don't even press the button for myself. Now you think whose life is simpler. So that's his way of living a simple life. This is my way of living a simple life. Your simplicity does not have to be comparable to somebody else's simplicity. In today's life, being sexy is being simple. Being fashionable is being simple. Having the best lifestyle is being simple. And let's follow the great Confucius once again, that life is simple, don't complicate it. And complication comes from a mindset which is complicated. which is not simple. Actions which are complicated, which are not simple. Life has always been simple, it is the way we live it. So once again, simplicity is the new sexy of life. Thank you.